microphone's on, so you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. Okay, so I've got the butter turning brown on the burner back behind me, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the eggs ready. So this takes 4 eggs, and you have to whisk it for a minute. So I know that seems like a lot of eggs, but that's part of this particular recipe. So actually I'm going to switch pans. I'm going to do this over here. Try not to have them roll off the counter. So just put 4 eggs in a bowl. Precious eggs, I know. So we do not want one to roll off and onto the floor. Okay, so we're going to toss this. Okay, so we're going to check the butter. All right, we need to whisk these eggs for about a minute until they are nice and light and fluffy. Don't skip this step. So you can do it with your arms, or you can put it in your stand mixer. I prefer to get the upper body workout. Okay, so we're going to whisk and whisk and whisk. And I'm going to keep an eye on my butter behind me because we don't want to burn the butter. We just want it brown. So just 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so we want to do these until they get bubbly on top. I'm watching my timer. Okay, so I'm just about there. Oops, switch arms. We're almost there. Okay, so I'm going to check the butter behind me. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now we're going to add a bag of mini chocolate chips. So my bag was just about full. I'm missing just a few, so I'm going to add, I have a little bit of regular ones just because. And you're going to add the whole package of mini chocolate chips to the butter. Okay, we're going to mix that up. Okay, and then remove from the heat. Okay, we're going to use that in just a moment. So we're going to just recheck our eggs here. Okay, so now I'm going to add the melted chocolate and butter mixture to the eggs. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to add powdered sugar. Don't use regular sugar. It's 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, confectioner sugar. So 1.5 cups of this. So that's 1. And now this is such an awesome recipe because it's 1 bowl besides the pan I used on the stove. And I am trying to use up the rest of this here. Okay, so 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Oh, yeah, but you gotta remove the thing. I had a new one. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna stir this until just about combined. And then we've got to add the rest of the stuff. Okay, now we're going to add 1/2 cup of flour. 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Three-quarters teaspoon of baking powder. I've got to grab my thing. All right, so we're going to mix that together. And I'm definitely not using the right tool, so I'm going to get rid of this. Go back to that so I can scrape the sides. Okay, so mix this all together. And we've got one more step. That cocoa powder does not want to mix in very well. Just gonna have to give it a little bit more oomph. Okay, so you want your oven to be preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, I'll scrape the sides good. Okay, now we're going to add chocolate chunks or chocolate chips. About a cup. Finish that up. Very, very chocolatey brownies. Okay, so I have a 9x9 pan here. I am not going to use parchment paper because everything comes out of this pan really, really easily, so I don't need it. But if you have a pan that sticks, definitely you use parchment paper. Okay, pour this into there. Okay, and once we get all this in here, we are going to bake it for 28 to 30 minutes. And then if you like a little bit of salt on your brownies, you can add a little swirl of sea salt when they're done. I'm not a fan of salty brownies, and there's already salt in the butter that I used, so I will probably not add that, but it's an option if you like your brownies a little salty. Okay, so this is done. It's going in the oven for 28 to 30 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like as soon as they come out of the oven, and I think you're going to love these. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, the brown butter brownies are done. That is a tongue twister. And this is what they look like when they come out of the oven in a 9x9 pan. So they look fantastic. And we're gonna cut one out. And I made these more for my daughters because they love brownies, and my husband does too. But I have to be really careful because once I start eating brownies, I can't stop eating brownies, and I will eat this entire pan. So we're gonna pull this out. Oh, yum. Okay, so look at how nice and tender these are on the inside. It's kind of hard to see because of my lighting, but yum. They're a little warm still, so they're kind of falling apart, but that is the brownies. I think you're gonna love this recipe. Very good, they're good. I'm gonna try a little tiny bite. Yeah, those are good. Okay, I'm gonna put that back for pictures. Perfect. Okay, try this recipe and let me know if you tried it. I love the comments that I hear from people. So looking forward to hearing from you.